It is crazy. Like when
it's
I was big into baseball, we were talking 70 home runs, 70. There's 3 guys over 65 home runs in a season. It was awesome to watch
yeah.
baseball. The Bash brothers. I mean, dude, you don't know who the Bash brothers are? Google that, my listeners. Jose Canseco and Mark
Mark
McGuire.
McGuire.
They were just knocking balls left and right and probably using a little substance to help with that. But that's
But on top
80s
of that, they
baseball.
also had that mentality I
Oh,
love, right?
yeah.
You
The
get an
Bash
interview from
brothers.
Jose, you can't
Jose
turn away, baby.
Canseco, Mark McGuire, Dave Henderson. Remember Dave Henderson?
Oh, yes.
Ricky Henderson was
Yes.
on those teams as well. Those are some good
Yes.
teams, Jimmy.
Absolutely. And I got
Well,
a
Jimmy,
Jose Canseco story too. We did a
oh,
show in Vegas called
oh,
Renegades, and and he and he openly um is an advocate for steroids to this day. So he still takes steroids. He still is an advocate for it. He swears by the health benefits of it, and he's highly competitive, which I love. So Jim McMahon and myself went golfing in our downtimes in between the shows, and what was interesting is that Jose is so competitive that it's kind of similar to his sport, right? Swinging a stick, right?
yeah.
Swinging a stick. So we go out there. You got the football player, Jim McMahon. You got the baseball player, Jose Canseco. You got the basketball player, and me, right, Jimmy King. And we go out there. Who do you expect to like really fire up the links?
I
Jose,
would I would have said the punky QB, bro.
and he did. But let me tell you how he did it. And this is why
And the
it's
only
such
reason
a
I
great
say that
story.
is, Jimmy, is because I've seen you golf.
Hey, you know what? Defamation of character, man. I could sue you. But this is what blew my mind. We get out there and Jim is so cool. He just says, he calls everybody kid. Well, he calls me kid. He's like, hey kid. He's like, hey kid, watch this. And he golfed barefoot the whole time.
He's awesome.
And I was like, what do you do? He was like, this is how I do it. He was like, all that extra stuff. And he was smashing the ball. He was killing it. And it burned Jose up. I love you, Jose. I love you. But I know you was pissed off that day.
That is a fantastic story, Jimmy. And I love it because I mean, I grew up watching football. I started watching football in the 80s, right? The mid to late 80s. So for me, the punky QB was the guy. I mean, he would
Yes.
write the he would write the stuff on the headband just to get under Pete Rozell's. I mean, it was great. I mean, it's cool you got to golf with him. I can't imagine. I'm gonna have to hear more stories.
Oh, he killed it. He killed it. I'll
Yeah,
tell you
I
the
mean
real story why he wears shades. That's not just because he's cool.
okay, go ahead. Oh, you're
So
not
real quick.
gonna tell us?
So when he was a child, you remember those old guns that you tied to your leg and you played cowboy?
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
you
yeah,
had
yeah.
to tie them to your leg and it had a little string to it. Well, the string got tied in a knot and he was trying to get it out with a fork and he slipped through it and poked his eye. So he got an eye
Oh,
injury. So all these years, Jim McMahon played football limited, being only to see with one eye, and he could only see half the field. That's why he took all those hits.
oh my goodness. And that makes him even more great.
Correct. He's a legend. I was
That-
like,
that-
man, you
that-
ran out there knowing you couldn't see half the field and taking those hits and
yeah,
getting up every time.
yeah,
Yeah.
no kidding. Yeah, that's what makes him great. He was great. He was I don't know if he would survive in today's NFL, but man, he
Oh,
was
yes, he
really
would, because they
he was
can't hit you like they did back in the day.
that's
He would
true
definitely
actually.
survive today.
He would have had more luck. Yeah, but part of what it was that he could take
He could
those
hand
hits.
off too. Yeah, he was doing a lot of handoff to sweetness.
Sweetness.
Coming through like,